Good evening. Welcome to another episode of 2020. We're happy that you could join us. My name is John Gerges, and I'm from the Church of St. Mary and St. Athanasius in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. And I'd like to introduce to you the distinguished gang this evening.
My name is Bolas Ibrahim, and I'm from St. Mark, Scarborough.
My name is Magdalene Tawadros, and I'm from St. Bishoy Silva.
My name is Mark Sherwin, and I'm from St. Bishoy Silva as well.
My name is Larry Fakori, and I am from St. Bishoy Silva.
Great. Aren't they amazing? The topic tonight is anger. But let's start this one a little bit differently. Let's start with a story. Let's say you're leaving church. Just attended the Mass on Sunday, had communion, very peaceful, and you're in your car, going home. Going to go and have breakfast with your family. All of a sudden, on the road, somebody cuts you off. And if you weren't paying attention so carefully, you would have gotten into an accident. So you get shocked. Then what happens?
You honk the horn, you get angry. That's the first thing that comes to your mind. That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I get in the car and someone cuts me off, especially when they don't put on the signal. Even if they put on a signal, I just don't see it. The first thing that comes to my head is to honk the horn and I get angry. That 100% of the time. 100% of the time, if someone cuts me off, I honk the horn and I get angry. I try not to swear as much. I don't stick my finger out of the car. I don't stick my finger at them, but I like to honk the horn. That's my favorite tool in the car. I like to honk the horn and I hold it for a very long time until they get it.
How long do you hold the horn?
Maybe for 20 seconds until they get it through their head.
That's a long time.
Until I'm sure they get it through their head.
Wow.
Okay, but actually, who's listening?
They are. I am. Everybody's listening.
I'm not a horn honker, to be honest. I never honk my horn. But when somebody does cut me off, it just releases a whole new batch of emotions you just weren't experiencing before. Personally, if somebody cuts me off and I'm just having a really bad day, possibly some foul language will start flying, but it makes me want to do it back to them if they cut me off. It's the worst way, I think, on the road to be unsafe, because not only are you unsafe, you're unsafe on purpose. Right? So the whole getting angry from that one person could lead to so much more, and I just think it's really dangerous. The closest I've been to an accident is when I've been angry at somebody else. So.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I lose like my internal peace, and it puts me in such a bad mood the whole day, and you're just angry at everything the whole day, just from that one person who decides just to cut you off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you're not only angry because you're angry at the person, but you're also angry because you just came out of church. Like, you took communion, you were calm, everything was okay. And it's really terrible how one little incident can trigger so many like emotions and so much anger. It's just, but you don't think about it, right? Like, it's just something that comes to your mind, first reaction, right? So it's not something you're not gonna sit there and be like, I'm gonna be angry because they did it. It's just a reaction.
Is it a natural reaction to get angry, or is it something that I actually make a choice? Someone can cut me off on the highway, and I can actually make a choice to say, you know what? I'm not sure what this person is going through. Mm-hmm. They might be in a rush on their way to the hospital. I don't know. By me getting angry at their action, it hurts me. It doesn't hurt them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you see the way anger works?
Mm-hmm. I think especially it's natural to be angry, but it's your choice to act on that anger. Mm-hmm. So once you become angry, and then you start doing a whole bunch of things because you're angry, that's your choice. That's totally you. That's something you can control. Especially with me personally, when I'm angry, I find that if I just don't do anything for about 10 minutes, I'll totally lose it. Like, I'll totally lose the angry feeling, not become more angry.
Right.
You know, like, it always becomes less. Like, if you leave it and you don't let it grow, it always becomes less. It's rarely something that grows upon itself. It's something that you make bigger than it actually is.
That's a great point as well.
I think it's right. You have that split second
Yeah.
decision, it's 100% of the time it's there. Am I gonna act on this anger or am I gonna leave it?
Yeah.
And when you leave it, yes, you realize, oh, how stupid was I to even think about acting on that
Very
anger.
true.
But sometimes I'm gonna act on this anger and I honk the horn or I get angry, I cut him off, I cut him back, like I cut him off back. I guess it depends on your mood and your situation, but you still have to think about what that person is going through. That's a good thing to do. It's a good thing. It's a good way to control yourself is to think about that person. What is he doing? You don't know him, right? He could be going through something. He could be going to the hospital and he needs to get there quickly. So you just hold your peace. But sometimes I just go off.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And it's the first second. Sorry, it's the first seconds that it's either you act upon it or you let it go. That's when it's like you don't know what you should do. But if you do get angry, obviously you're not harming them. You're harming yourself because
Exactly, yes.
you're sinning yourself. You're getting angry. Maybe if you get angry, you can do something like, I don't know, speed up or maybe slow down. You could get into an accident yourself. So they didn't, just because they cut you off, they didn't get into an accident, like thankfully, but your anger or how you feel after could be more effective and more dangerous than what you should have done.
I think it's harder for us because I'm a new driver, right? So I haven't gone through the experiences.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
Can you give us a personal experience? Like, has it ever happened to you and how you reacted? Maybe like the first time, like one of the times you remember.
Absolutely. I can remember this time when, again, I was coming back from church and I was driving home. And
The worst time to get cut off. On the way home from church. Yeah.
That's the worst time.
Yeah.
That's the worst time to get cut off. And the immediate reaction is safety. You want to be safe.
Yeah.
And then after you feel that you're safe, then you start to feel the anger come in. But then to diffuse the anger, I immediately make a conscious effort to think about that other person. That completely shifts the anger over, and I start to think maybe they're going through something in their lives. I'm not aware of it. And then the next step is to actually pray for them and to say, God, forgive them. Maybe they don't know what they're doing. And thank you for protecting me because I could have been in an accident.
One question though. You may not know this when somebody cuts you off, but in general, when somebody makes you angry, you personally or anybody, like, if you feel they deserve it, is it something that people, do you guys think you should act on that if you think they deserve it?
That's a great question.
Because personally, that's something that I feel the onus on myself. If I feel that they deserve it and I'm not telling them what they need to hear, I feel like I'm not doing my part. But I find it personally hard to distinguish between should I be telling them what they need to hear, whether it be in an angry manner because I love them, or should I be controlling the way I speak, the way I respond to what they do.
You know, the Desert Fathers always tell us that never act out in anger because it's not something where you can actually control your emotions. So when you are angry, the best thing to do is to take a time out. Just take a time out. You know how little kids, we tell little kids to take a time out when things have gotten out of control? Adults, we really need to take a time out too and say, okay, I'm really angry right now. I don't know what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do, so I'm going to pull back, make a conscious effort. Pull yourself back from the situation. Because the more that you are in the situation, the anger is only going to go one way. It's going to go up. So you need to pull yourself back from the situation and say, I'm going to take a time out. That'll dilute the anger. You start to think about other things. Think about the other person, what they may be going through. Give you an opportunity to pray about it. Right? So anger can be managed. It can be controlled. Anger is also a powerful tool that the devil uses. He uses it by giving us a chance to do what? It's called retaliation.
Yes, to act on anger.
Exactly, to act on our anger. So I'm angry, I have less control over my emotions, so my feelings are that whatever they've done to me, I want to do to them.
Yes, they deserve it.
That's precisely why I need to step back.
Get a revengeful feeling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Instantly. Yeah.
Very
If
quick.
if you don't pull out quickly enough. But it's possible. You have that chance to say, okay, you know what? I need to take a few seconds to think about this, and then you realize how stupid. What am I doing, right? But if you don't and you go into it, you could end up because you're not thinking. You wanna do what they did to you.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you take a step back, you get a completely different perspective on the situation.
And sometimes you forget that the human that you're angry towards is a human being. And when you forget that they're a human being, you intend to forget that you also make mistakes. And sometimes people also get angry at you. And like in the instance of driving, when someone cut me off once on a four-way stop, they went and it wasn't their turn. I just started accusing them that they didn't know how to drive, that they didn't know anything, and it just, this whole like other like person just came out, right? And I think with anger you said, you need to control yourself before you go mad, because anger leads to madness, and madness leads to many things.
Right.
And you being angry, you might go home and yell at someone in your family, and you might get them angry, and it'll become a chain, and
you just ruin your whole day
Exactly.
because of one little innocent incident that could have been dealt with in a very like calm manner.
And
Yeah,
they didn't do
absolutely.
anything
To
to
you,
be angry. They're just angry because you're angry.
Right.
Yeah.
And you let them ruin your day.
Yeah.
You allowed them to do that. You invited them to do that. You have a choice. We all have a choice. I want to read you a Bible reference in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31. Let all bitterness, wrath, anger, clamor, and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. It's very important that we take a step back when that time occurs in our lives when we potentially could be angry. Thank you very much for attending another session of 2020, and I would like to thank the gang again for their contribution for this evening. God bless, and we'll see you soon.